Shida ni yao, shida ni men. Juwezi amka hivyo anza kuchapa mtoto wenyewe na ni girlfriend yako. Hata si bibi.
Sio rahisi wasichana wetu kuuliwa.
There is no joy when a parent buries his or her own child.
Crime against females has been a major concern in Kenya. Despite the effort that has been put in place by relevant authorities to end gender-based violence, the vice has persisted. According to Africa Data Hub, at least 500 women and girls have been murdered since 2016. On January 14, 2024, Rita Waini, a 20-year-old student, was murdered and dismembered in an apartment in Nairobi. Days before, Starlet Wahu, a 26-year-old Instagram figure, was found dead in an Airbnb, with the perpetrator believed to be a guy whom she met online. Above are just some of the many cases that caught the public attention. Some cases of GBV go unreported. The result of these murders was a protest dubbed End Femicide Now, which was largely attended by women who demanded an end to what they termed as heinous act, as was put on their placards. According to Dr. Dennis Miano, director of the Institute of Criminology, Forensics and Security Studies at Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, crime, particularly femicide, has been on the rise, but it is not a new phenomenon. Dr. Miano argues that a lot of femicide and androcide cases go unreported as media cannot be in all places at all times.
When they break up, mwenye na umango sana mwenye na kuanga hearted at the first ni dem. After that, a few months, inaanza kuhit kwa boy. So that's when wanaendanga kumua ama kumchapa.
The issue of femicide, I think it's something that's alarming, as many people are deviating from these fundamental belief systems in these social control institutions and therefore being defined as criminal.
According to a report by UNODC and UN Women, current and former intimate partners are the most likely perpetrators, accounting for an average of 55% of all intimate partner and family-related killings. The perpetrators have been blamed for the murders, while others have also blamed the victims for failure to prioritize their safety in the daily engagements. The big question is, who is to blame?
Of course, the main social control institutions as we know them in sociology is family, church, and school. The criminal justice system just comes as the last line of defense in terms of controlling deviant behavior in the society. A society that is relying purely on criminal justice system may not necessarily address the whole issue, and that's why you find there's quite a lot of recurrent issues.
Judging by the previous incidences, ladies appears to be the most suitable targets for perpetrators.
Deviant place theories. Sometimes these kids, young ones, 6 to 13, 13 to 19, tend to place themselves in an environment which they do not have full control over. They have gone for a party, and in that party they don't know anyone apart from their friend, who again is also the same age. For that reason, they find themselves with strange people who really do not have the best interest, and they may end up being victimized.
Grace Melvin Okose, a youth guidance coach from Regional Curriculum Development, while commenting on femicide issue, cautioned ladies to learn more about their environment and the people they are dealing with, and to distance themselves from pressures of life.
Kwa msichana, betu kwetu na pesa zako. That will be the best to avoid easy femicide. Because ukiangalia Starlet Wahu, what she went to do, alikuwa anaenda ndio aweke maisha yake kuwe poa.
We tend to want to keep up with the social media life that we see, not knowing that this is just life on the camera, but behind the camera definitely things are different. And if you don't have very strong values in yourself, you tend to give in to the pressure. Don't go to those B&Bs.
Inappropriate parenthood and guardianship can lead to adoption of socially uncivilized behaviors that can play out at maturity. What is the familial contribution to such?
You'll find that these are groups of young children who just probably self-discover themselves from their post-teens. They've just been released from their parents, so again, the element of control from the family has somehow been detached, and somehow in the process of trying to discover the world, they somehow get themselves exposed.
Wakati wanakuwa tunawaacha na mjakazi, hatujui mjakazi anawaeleza nini ama anawafunza nini.
According to the routine activity theory, crime happens when three elements converge: a motivated offender, a suitable target, and the absence of a capable guardian. It means that an offender may routinely visit a specific neighborhood with the aim of landing an opportunity to hit the target. Basing our focus on this theory, do the perpetrator and the potential victim have a role to play in evading crime?
We wouldn't solely blame the offenders in some of these cases. Some ladies, yes, may contribute to their own victimization. If not, you as a victim have not taken enough precautions on how you're going to maybe protect yourself. Maybe you have told your friends where you're going out, or maybe you've communicated to people where you are. Maybe you've sent a pin to some of your friends, and maybe you've told them when you're going to come back at home. If I don't come home at this time, please call me or check on me. And especially if you know you're going out with a stranger. These are some of the controls that you can take.
Don't let yourself be lured into something simply because of money. Money is something that comes and it goes.
Go and look for your money. Ndio usitafute pesa yako. Unatafute pesa. See, madam, we are very lucky. Tunaweza enda ina hotel hadi kwa waitress, utakuwa unapata bado tips.
The classical school of thought operates from the perspective of choice. The assumption is that individuals can make rational choice to either follow or violate the law. However, a system of punishment exists that deter individuals from deviance. A study that was conducted on Facebook by Dr. Dennis Miano showed that 39 victims reported that they had been sexually assaulted at a young age, and approximately 13 of them had been abused by close family members, a concern that he maintained is not far from the ongoing sexual offenses.
We did some research on Facebook and found that most of the crimes that happen to people, and especially sexual assault, were from the ages of 6 to 13. And you can see from human growth and development phase, these are guys who are trying to be industrial, these are guys who are trying to understand themselves, and these are guys who are trying also to, they're struggling with their identities as well.
Jacqueline Andal, a mother of 3, has reiterated on parents' failure on spending quality time with their children, a practice that has slowly eroded their development.
Wakati mzazi anakuja, hatufuatilii kuona mtoto amefanya nini, ameangalia nini, naye inatuadhiri, manake hatujakuwa na muda na watoto kuweza kuwaelekeza kwa njia inayofaa.
So much of the control elements rely with the parents.
Society is largely blamed for the rise in criminality. Where has the society failed?
In the same way we can learn good behavior from the society, it's also the same way we can learn bad behavior from the society. So, rightly put, yeah, the society is to blame to a great extent.
According to Dr. Dennis Miano, if there wasn't a solution to crime, there wouldn't have been criminal cases in the society. In suppressing crime, the criminologist proposes that the government should focus more on protective mechanisms than reactive mechanisms that are evidently dominant.
For example, a good social environment, good education, good family setup, present parenting, good education in good schools, not necessarily an expensive school. So protective values is what we need to increase as a society more than even the preventative aspect of social crime prevention control.